This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. Armenia has officially launched the Police Guard, a new division within the national police structure, declared to be aimed at strengthening domestic security and improving the country's law enforcement system, the government announced on Saturday. The Police Guard becomes one of 4 branches of Armenia's national police and, according to officials, will focus on targeted and specialized tasks to enhance public safety. The government said the new unit is equipped with modern weaponry that meets international standards and staffed by specially trained personnel. The division's responsibilities will include maintaining public order, protecting facilities of strategic importance, assisting in the protection of individuals with special state security, supporting law enforcement bodies in criminal investigations, and participating in civilian protection efforts during emergencies. The initial decision to create the Police Guard was announced in October 2024. During parliamentary discussions, lawmakers removed a controversial provision that would have allowed the Prime Minister to deploy a police guard for special assignments outside of martial law, thereby limiting the national leader's direct control over the new force. Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan attended the inauguration ceremony, calling the new structure a significant step in the ongoing reform of Armenia's domestic security system. Opposition groups, however, accused the government of using security reforms to consolidate power, alleging that Pashinyan is turning Armenia into what is referred to as police state. They have also pointed to cases of police violence during political demonstrations in recent years. Armenian law enforcement yesterday arrested the brother and nephew of Catholicos Karekin II on suspicion of obstructing election campaign activities. The allegations concerning Gevorg Nersisyan and Hambatsum Nersisyan are reportedly tied to the ongoing local election campaign in Vaharshapat, the town that hosts the seat of the Armenian Church, with the vote scheduled for November 16th. The arrests, which opposition figures and church advocates denounce as politically motivated, come as the ruling Civil Contract Party continues its public confrontation with the Armenian Apostolic Church. Last month, Karekin's other nephew, Bishop Mkrtish Prasyan, head of the church's Aragatsotn diocese, was also detained on separate charges of coercing clergy to participate in anti-government protests in 2021. Additionally, 2 other regional church leaders, Archbishop Bagrat Galstanyan and Mikhail Ajabayan, remain in custody. Ajabayan was convicted last month and sentenced to 2 years in prison for making public cause for a violent change of government, while Galstanyan faces more serious charges of plotting a terrorist act and organizing violent riots. His trial remains ongoing. US diplomats plan to set up working groups with Armenian and Azerbaijani officials to accelerate implementation of the provisional peace agreement signed in Washington in August, Azerbaijani state-connected media outlet reported last week. The agreement, known as the Trump Route for International Peace and Prosperity, aims to create a direct connection between Azerbaijan's mainland and its Nakhichevan exclave across Armenian territory. The State Department told Azerbaijani publication Report that the first US-led working groups with both governments are expected to be established by the end of the year. The statement also praised steps taken by Azerbaijan and Armenia to facilitate the project, including progress on border demarcation and mine clearance. We also commend Azerbaijan's recent decision to allow cargo transit through its territory to Armenia, as well as the meeting of civil society representatives from the 2 countries in Yerevan, the department said. US-led initiatives, combined with these efforts, will attract private investment and usher a new era of prosperity for Azerbaijan, Armenia, and beyond. Negotiations to finalize operational terms for TRIP have advanced slowly since August. The United States has so far committed $145 million for related infrastructure, while the European Union has also indicated possible financial support. Key details, including the construction timeline and the role of US contractors in operation and security, are being finalized. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 17,180. That's how many new citizenships Armenia has issued so far this year, a 15% rise compared to the same period in 2024, Interior Prime Minister Armenian and Azerbaijani reported today. A little over 3,000 people, meanwhile, have given up their Armenian citizenship. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, Armenia has been granting around 20,000 citizenships annually, mostly to Armenians coming from Russia and Ukraine. This year also saw a small number of ethnic Russians apply, as 3 years have passed since their arrival. Besides naturalization, citizenship is typically granted through Armenian ancestry, marriage or other close family ties, as well as for special merits in areas such as sports or the arts. And as always, please follow ＳիվիլՆեթ for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.